Hi, welcome back to Ground Control. I'm Matt Highland.
And I'm Kate Harmon. Today is Wednesday, April 29th.
On April 29, 2004, the World War II Memorial opens in Washington, D.C. to thousands of visitors, providing overdue recognition for the 16 million U.S. men and women who served in the war. The granite and bronze monument features fountains between arches, symbolizing hostilities in Europe and the Far East. The arches are flanked by semicircles of pillars, one each for the states, territories, and the District of Columbia. Beyond the pool is a curved wall of 4,000 gold stars, one for every 100 Americans killed in the war. An announcement stone proclaims that the memorial honors those Americans who took up the struggle during the Second World War and made the sacrifices to perpetuate the gift our forefathers entrusted to us, a nation conceived in liberty and justice.
InspireBot is a web application that generates random inspirational image macros that are often nonsensical, dark, and/or confusing for comedic effect. These images parry inspirational posters similar to demotivational posters, but only appear to inspire, deriving humor from the juxtaposition of the absurd quotes and dynamic photography. Cal assembled some of its best work. Let's hear some.
Live your life. Don't just be someone else.
Trust music and you may achieve friendship.
No innovation, no complexity. No food. Emotion is usually good.
Make conversation spread throughout the universe.
After regret comes wealth.
Wow, those were so inspiring.
Now let's hear what awesome movie Rebecca has reviewed this week.
Welcome back to another episode of Becca Boo's Movie Reviews.
So I would love to call you sometime. Do you have a card?
Of course.
Oh, great. Look forward to hearing from you, Gigi.
Oh, wait. Are you hearing from me or am I getting a call?
We'll talk. We'll get in touch.
Oh, oopsie. You did it again. Very vague. You know what? Let's just say that you'll call me and then we can skip all the nonsense.
Goodbye, Gigi.
He was cute.
Yeah, please don't cyberstalk him.
Released in 2009, He's Just Not That Into You is your traditional star-studded romantic comedy. The cast includes Jennifer Aniston, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck, Bradley Cooper, and many more. The story has multiple relationships that come together to form an interconnecting plot. The movie is broken up into scenes that demonstrate the ground rules for dating. He's Just Not That Into You was nominated for and won the People's Choice Award for Favorite Comedy Movie and the Teen's Choice Award for Favorite Romance Movie. This is definitely a good movie to FaceTime your friends to have a few laughs with while watching together. You can find this movie on Netflix, Amazon Prime, or YouTube. Thanks for watching.
I love that movie. Now let's check out the Thing of the Week with Kyrian.
Hello viewers, and welcome to Thing of the Week. This week, snacks. We asked some of our viewers what they've been snacking on this lockdown. Here's the results. Pizza rolls, cheesy noodles, bags popcorn, meat sticks, pepperoncinis, nacho Doritos, cookies, chocolate cake, and my personal favorite, fruit gushers. Join us next time for when we ask the question, who has the best pet?
Wow, I love snacks. Now here's Mr. Spellman with today's sports history.
Hello, Bay High School. This is Mr. Spellman with your sports facts for April 29th. On this date in 1986, Boston Red Sox ace Roger Clemens struck out a Major League Baseball 20 batters and defeating the Seattle Mariners 3-1. Also on this date in 2018, Spanish great tennis player Rafael Nadal equals his Open era record for most wins at one single event with 11 wins, and that was at the Barcelona ATP title. So those are your sports facts for April 29th. Thank you. And go Rockets.
Honestly, go Rockets. Now let's make some soft pretzels with Mrs. McFarland.
Good morning, Bay High School. It's Mrs. McFarland. Today, I'm going to be teaching you a quick soft pretzel recipe. Let's get started. So the soft pretzels we're making today start with yeast. I've warmed up some water so it's about 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I'm going to add in my brown sugar, and then I'm going to add, that was a 1/4 cup of brown sugar into 3/4 cup of warm water. Then I'm going to add in 3/4 of a teaspoon of yeast. We're going to stir this, and generally speaking, yeast does not like metal things, so whenever I try to make this, I try to use my wooden spoons. So I'm going to stir this and let it sit just for a few minutes to get that yeast activated. In the meantime, I've taken and I've added 2.5 cups of regular flour to a large, again, not metal pan. So once my yeast has dissolved thoroughly, I take my 2.5 cups of flour and I create what's called a well in the center. That just means I kind of dig a little hole and push the flour up to the sides. Then I'm going to pour in my yeast and warm water and brown sugar mixture into the center. And I'm going to mix, again, using a wooden spoon so that I'm not exposing the yeast to a metal. And I'm going to mix this just until it starts to pull away from the sides. And then I'm going to begin to knead the dough. Kneading further develops the protein called gluten in the flour and will help us to get the ingredients further blended. Okay, so once the dough has formed a little dough ball, I'm going to, on a clean surface, lightly flour it. Then I'm going to take my little dough ball here and I'm going to kind of shape it a little bit over the bowl just so any of the loose crumbs fall out. Where it starts to feel a little tacky, I'll use that edge to even pick up some of the crumbs that are still left in my bowl. Spread out my flour here, place my dough in the center. And again, kneading is just a method of pushing, turning, and rotating the dough until you get a smooth consistency on the outside of your dough and on the inside. You don't want to have any dry spots, and you don't want to have any spots that are too sticky. If you start to feel it getting sticky, push some flour back to the center and continue kneading. While your dough is resting after you've kneaded it, you're going to preheat your oven to 375, and you're going to get either a high-sided saucepan or you can use a stock pot, a larger, taller pot. In that, you're going to put 4 cups of water. Once that comes to a boil, you're going to add 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So I'm just going to get that started while we wait. My dough has gotten all mixed. It's nice. There's no sticky spots. It's nice and evenly mixed. I'm going to divide it into about 6 equal parts. These make pretty large pretzels, so I like to divide the dough ball into half and then each half into 3 pieces. Once I get the 3 pieces divided, I'm going to set aside my other pieces and I'm going to start forming a large rope. You want to get it to be about 18 inches. Once we get it about that long, here's where the fun starts. I'm going to make the shape of the pretzel, and I'll make it so it's facing you guys. You're going to bring it up, crisscross it again, and then bring it down. Push them in the little ends and you can adjust slightly. Once your water is starting to boil, you're going to add in your baking soda. It'll poof up pretty quickly. Spread that around, and I like to use a slotted spoon for the next one. You know how you get a bagel or a pretzel and it's nice and shiny on the outside? That's what this baking soda bath does. You just submerge it for a couple of seconds, take it right back out, and place it on either a greased cookie sheet. In this case, I have my reusable pan liner. So your pretzels are shaped and they've come out of the baking soda bath. I like to sprinkle on my coarse salt at this point so it'll stick while they're still kind of wet. And I don't like a lot of salt, but it's up to you how much you would like to put on it. After you finish the last bit of salt, they're gonna bake at 375 for about 20 minutes. So we're gonna take them out, let them cool. You can see how they're a nice golden brown where the baking soda got to them. And we have a little bit of our salt baked in. So enjoy!
Deliciosa. Es hora de un video en español.
Good day, Bay Village students. Here's your next lesson. Since we're all stuck at home and mom and dad usually has that to-do list, we have to do some chores. So here's some common names for some of the items that you'll use in your house. First of all, a dishwasher, se llama lavaplatos. If you're using the vacuum, se llama la aspiradora. If you're washing your clothes, it's the lavadora. And if you're drying your clothes, which you will, se llama una secadora.
That's all we have for you today. We'll be back on Friday with more news.
Please stay tuned for the wacky news.
So be true to your school. Just like you would to your girl. Be true to your school. The true colors
Welcome back to the Wacky News. Today we have canceled the Wacky News because of all the real news that happened that we wanted to share with you. So stay tuned for the real news.
Today we congratulate the Bay High basketball team for an amazing win against the Harlem Globetrotters last Thursday. We are, however, very disappointed that the student section was empty.
Over the weekend, a blimp touched down on the roof of the high school, bringing essential supplies to all the ants that are trapped in the lockers of students who keep food in their lockers.
I wonder who does that?
You have no basis for that claim. Next story. New information has come to light that Ground Control has been using copyrighted music for years on their show and will continue to do so with impunity for the foreseeable future.
Now we'll take this time to tell you about how on next episode, Kiefer will be singing for us. We haven't told him yet, but we think if we say it, he'll feel obligated to do it. We'll keep you posted.
We don't feel like we need to say this, but
that was all fake. Have a great day.